All right, guys. Thought I haven't done a little YouTube live in a while, so I thought I'd pop on here and say hi to you guys. I was attempting to do a Instagram live, and apparently I have some community guideline violation or some nonsense, so I can't go live there. So I thought I would use the time to go over here. So hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm sitting out on my back patio. We got Maximus is where is he? Can you see him? He's hanging out. Yeah, he's hanging out, just enjoying. He likes to sit out here and watch the backyard, see if a rabbit runs by or something, or a deer or something like that. So anyway, just a nice evening out here. Got done doing a little leg workout and thought I'd get that done. So anyway, I see a handful of questions in here, so I'll try to answer those for those folks. And so we got Carnivore Carnivore saying, hey, good evening, and Darlene Smith saying hi, Dust Luna saying hi. What's up, Carney? Saying you're great as nothing. Antonio Soria. Hello and good evening. Good evening to you. Brandon Clark, do you take any vitamin supplements? I don't take any vitamin supplements. I guess the only supplement I think I would take is some electrolytes from time to time, usually because uh, you know, I work out quite a bit, sweating quite a bit. Um, Talk to Deb says, hi, Dr. B. Good to see you. And Alia Landon, thanks for this information you provide. You're welcome. Glad hopefully it's beneficial. And Kathy McGinnis saying, hey, Dr. Baker. Patrick Solomon say, hey, Shawn. And Ricky D, hello from Arkansas. All right. Johnny Boy Silver says, my gym has a Concept 2 rower. All right, good. Awesome. Well, hopefully they maintain it in pretty good condition. It's a good way to get a decent workout. Beefed Up is saying, hi, Doc. Hi, Beefed Up. Carnivoro from Eagle Pass, Texas, on the border with Mexico. You change our lives forever, or change your lives rather. So hopefully it's been in a good way. Patrick Solomon says my Instagram is dope. Well, like I said, they said some recent posts they've removed for community guidelines. I don't know what the hell I think they. I don't even know what the hell they're complaining about now. They complain about just about everything. Mike Gibbs, g'day from Aotearoa. All right, the long white cloud, New Zealand. As you guys may know, I used to live there for back in when was it, 1991, 92? That's been a while I watched. So, Bryant, first Joe Rogan episode I ever watched. Glad you enjoyed that. Any big summer plans? Yeah, we do. I'm going to go down I'm down in Laguna Beach, California for a week here in about a week and a half. I leave for that. We've got some family coming over from France to stay with us for the month of July. And then in the end of July, early August, I'll be spending time in Houston, Texas at my mom's place with my kids. And then the last half of August, I'm going to be in France and Greece. So I've got, kind of a fairly busy summer. So yeah, I've got some big summer plans. Olaf from New York says keto for vida. All right. Spices on steak, yes or no? It depends. I use this salt on mine for most of the time. I'd say 99% of the time I'm just throwing some salt on there. But, some spices from time to time, if you tolerate them, can be fine. Dun, dun, dun. Darlene Smith, he is so cute. I assume you're referring to Maximus. Yeah, he's a cute little dog. And yeah, thanks, and watching from Canada. T. Raleigh, question, hi, Dr. Baker, is it better to spread my protein across a number of smaller meals or eat it in one setting? I think it depends on your goals. I think for most people, it's hard to get all your protein in one meal. If you think about it, like for me, for instance, I probably need, 250 to 300 grams. I can do that in one meal, and sometimes I do. But like, for instance, today I had 2 boluses of protein. I front loaded most of it. I tend to do better with most of the protein early in the day and a smaller amount in the evening. So I think for most people, breaking up a little bit is going to be a good way to go. If you're trying to lose a significant amount of weight, then there may be some benefit for eating less frequently, for sure. So it kind of depends on the goals. Any advice on nausea in somebody starting on carnivore? I often see that in conjunction with fat malabsorption or fat intolerance, so to speak. And so I think breaking up the fat into smaller quantities, you need a certain amount of fat. If you're not eating carbs, right? Like, there's really minimal to no carbohydrates on a carnivore diet. So your energy's coming from fat. And so you need a certain amount. And sometimes, trying to consume all that in 1 or 2 meals for many people leads to things like nausea. And so, particularly early on, if you're not used to that. So, smaller, more frequent meals in that particular case is often what I see. Ken W. from Canada, and LCD, I guess LCD, I don't know if that stands for low carb diet, maybe healing. Hello from California. All right. Dady Silva saying, what's up? Dave Coley, I think. Good evening, northeast of the UK. In the northeast of the UK. Well, I was just in Yorkshire, so I think that's northeast. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was there not long ago. Susie Poole, hi from Georgia. First time catching you live. Well, hi, Susie. Good to see you. Slimo Simon says, howdy from Australia. All right, well, hopefully get down to Australia sometime in the next year or two, hopefully. Lou J, carnivore 5 months and loving it. Can it reduce enlarged prostate? I've seen people where it has helped in that regard, so potentially yes. And I think the mechanism is probably through reductions in overall insulin levels. I mean, I think the prostate grows partly in response to hyperinsulinemia, which, if you look at most older guys end up with, benign prostatic hypertrophy or BPH. And I think it is just a response to probably chronic overstimulation of insulin. Cindy Hess, hello, Dr. Baker. Greetings from Northern Virginia. Carnivore over a year now. Feel better at 67 than I did at 37. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Good to hear it. Talk to Deb. Thoughts on vitamin C. Should we supplement? Generally, the answer to that is no. I mean, there's been a few people that have seen some benefit to gut health with vitamin C, at least for a temporary period of time, but in general, probably not. As long as you got access to enough, fresh meat. And when I mean fresh meat, I mean not like, dried or preserved meat or beef jerky or something sufficient to where we don't need to supplement vitamin C. Trish Klein, I've been watching you work out. You're looking good. Well, thanks. Appreciate that. Travis Lundberg, hey, Shawn, nice night in Washington. Yeah, I'm not sure where you're at, Travis, but it is nice. It's a gorgeous evening. It's about, 70 degrees, sunny, and it's nice. So, anyway. All right, James Lewis, any comment on allopurinol? Having gout, not knowing when I can get off of it, lost 60 pounds on carnivore, blood pressure normal, A1C 4.9. Well, first of all, congrats on losing all that stuff. What I see is that, obviously if you're on allopurinol, I suppose you've had symptomatic gout in the past. And so I think that, one, you can check your uric acid levels. Two, as your metabolic health improves, I suspect you'll probably be able to come off the meds, but that's going to be obviously between you and your doctor. So anyway, Annie, thanks for your expert interviews, especially the new research stuff. Are there any big ones planned? I'm not sure. You mean big research or interviews? I'm not sure what you're getting at, but I don't know on my schedule. I've got a scheduler who schedules all my interviews, so I just kind of show up type stuff. So nothing I can think of off the top of my head. So anyway, why do all the carnivore doctors have vegan names? Baker, Berry, Saladino. I don't know. Maybe it was just irony. What can we do for muscle cramps? Says Trish Klein. I think that is what I typically see is muscle cramps often appear with people either losing weight, if they get very lean, if they fail to eat enough, and those, that and getting lean there's a relationship in that, and then of course having adequate electrolytes. So I think those things are things I'd look at. So making sure you're consuming enough food, consuming enough fat, and getting enough electrolytes. I mean, those are typically the things I see mostly. What's my favorite meat on the smoker? Hands down, brisket. I mean, I've got a smoker right behind me, so I will smoke a brisket from time to time. Usurper, also known as something top or something. I've been carnivore diet for 2 weeks, and I've lost 70 pounds of fat. Well, I'd be surprised. I think that's a little embellished. So anyway, but thanks for the comment. Gomez Salsa RDZ, good evening from Memphis, Tennessee. Well, good evening. Yellowknife says, hey Baker, hello from Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. Oh yeah, okay. Carno Country. Thanks for your information and dedication. 36 days in and improving. Got a buddy to go for a month with me and doing great. Awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, Yellowknife up in the Northwest Territories in Canada would be a good place to think about carnivore. There's not much else up there, I don't think. Brian Games, can you realistically get rid of loose skin 100 plus pounds in 40s? Yeah, I mean, you could certainly lose 100 pounds for sure. How much loose skin you're going to have left and how much you can realistically get rid of, hard to say. I think realistically most people that lose lots and lots of weight are going to have a way to deal with loose skin, and I think in many cases it's going to be a surgical solution, to be honest. I think that's just the reality of things for most people. Extra Special K, I've always thought the UK looked like a very well manicured arboretum. I guess it depends on what part of the UK you're in, I suppose. Hi from Victoria, Canada, says SM Margaret. Maximus he spotted a bird from the back porch, and he is, let me take a picture of it. There he is. He's gotten that, he sees a bird in his territory. So that's what the barking is. So anyway, hopefully that's not too distracting. So no, it's not a bird. It's a rabbit. There's a rabbit down there. That's what he's getting at. I'll see if I can see the rabbit. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. Yeah, there it is. There's a little rabbit that he has got his eye on. So the rabbit is bravely sitting in the backyard while the fierce Maximus is on patrol. So anyway, he can't get to him because he can't get off the porch. So all right, the question was what? Victoria, Canada. Yeah, I'm not far from there. I'm down here in Washington State, so I'm not too far from Victoria. Steak Saltwater Guy. Hey, from an Australian carnivore. Good to see you, big bro. What are the best? Okay, what are or is the best cheap carnivore snacks for workplace? What I like to do personally is I like to just cut up some steaks or some chuck roasts very thin and throw it in a food dehydrator with some salt. And that works great. That is by far the best thing I think you can do. And they're cheap. You can do like a chuck steak or chuck roast. Usually you can pick up for, I don't know, $4 or $5 a pound in many cases. Slice them thin. If you got a food slicer, that's great, or a deli slicer, that's awesome. If not, just take it while it's relatively sort of kind of frozen a little bit. It'll be easier to work with, and just slice it pretty thin, maybe, quarter inch or thinner, and throw it in a dehydrator with a bunch of salt, and that is outstanding. That's my favorite thing. Gary Slankert, going carnivore for 40 days so far, and now that I don't eat carbs, do I need to do a colon cleanse to clear out some of that old stuff? No. No, you don't need to do that. I don't know if you're related. I knew a guy named Todd Slinkard at one point in my life. I'm trying to remember if you're related to him, but I think I saw him somewhere. Air Force maybe, I can't remember where. I remember Todd Slinkard, but that sounds familiar. All right, Maxie. Settle down, boy. Come here, boy. Come here. Hey, come here, Moose, come here. Let's settle down here. I'm just gonna let you sit in my lap so you don't go crazy and make too much noise. So, all right, Max was gonna join the live for a while. Let him just chill out so he doesn't get too upset about that rabbit. Tad says hi from California. Dave, all right, message retracted. Devin J, what fast food burger patties are okay and which do you avoid? Thanks from Canada. I think most of them are fine, to be honest. I mean, you'd have to, look on their website, see what they have. Many, if not most of them, are just 100% pure beef, so I'm fine with that for most people. They tend not to use oils on the grill for most parts, just because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, there's no, most burger patties have enough fat in them that they don't need to add oil. So, usually pretty good. Colorado Tiro just broke a 42-hour fast with burger and bacon, lean and strong at 48. Good for you. Awesome. Captain Tom, hello from Guam. That kind of rhymes, doesn't it? Captain Tom, hello from Guam. We are still recovering from Typhoon Mawar, and I must admit that even with all my preparations, still had to throw out a freezer full of meat. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Chris Starr, do you recommend OMAD or 2MAD or more meals? For most people, how does this change if you're active every day? I think if you're active every day, it's harder to do OMAD for sure. And most people honestly probably do well on 2 meals. Hello from New Braunfels, Texas. Yeah, I remember. I don't know, Miss Duke 688 rather. I used to spend some time tubing down the river down there, the Guadalupe in New Braunfels when I was a kid. So I remember going there for spring break and whatnot. So New Braunfels is a neat place. Got the Schlitterbahn. Doc, thanks for helping me get healthier, says J Boss. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad you're doing well. And Daryl Dobbs, hey, hi from Victoria again. Thanks for your information. Lots more energy at 58. Glad to hear it. Trent says eating steak right now, best food on the planet. I agree, 100%. Edward Maragliano, do you drink any electrolytes? I do. I use a brand called Element. My buddy Rob Wolf sends me some of that, and I think it's a reasonable one. Robert Boyer, is there any relationship between being low carb and atrial fibrillation? Interesting. I will say that I've seen some people with chronic AFib actually get better. I would say that fluid and electrolyte shifts can, in some cases, precipitate AFib. So that's something to be mindful of. Cheese fell off the wagon. Cheese gives me acne and hip pain, makes me sad. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Dairy in general for some people is unfortunately a problem for some folks. So sounds like you might be in that group. Captain Tom showing some love. Thanks, Captain Tom. Ronald Miller says something about potassium, maybe in reference to cramps, I'm not sure. Extra special K, long shot. My doctor wants me to see an endocrinologist. Are there any keto-friendly ones in Washington? Gosh, I don't know off the top of my head. You could check out the Carnivore Diet website and see what we have as far as providers in Washington State, because I don't know off the top of my head. Jeff Benjamin, homocysteine 12.7, carnivore for 9 months. Should I add more protein to bring it down? Supplement for full folic, I think you mean folic acid. 12.7 is not like outrageously high. You could add some more folate to your diet. You can do that dietarily if you want. Eating more eggs, eating some liver, those things would potentially, interfere, affect that balance. I don't know if it's that big of a deal, to be honest. What you eat is just half the battle. I don't know. It's not everything, but it's an important part of the diet for sure. Ronald Miller, 8016P. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. TKO, thanks, Doc, for all your videos and inspiration. Just saw an amazing testimony from Jordan Peterson on Carnivore Diet benefits. Yeah, he was inspired through his daughter, who was inspired in part by me. So, but yeah, he's done well with that, obviously, and he's obviously very influential for a certain segment of the population. So, yeah, and he's getting more interested in talking about it. Initially, he said he didn't like to talk about diet, but now he is stepping up the rhetoric around diet, which I think is a good thing. JMK just now here. Hey, Dr. Hank, thanks for all your information. But you appreciate, well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Anthony, fuck boy. Hey, Dr. Baker. All right, extra special K. I haven't weighed myself in 5 years. When I did, I've got a BMI of 18.5, but I feel okay. But I'm worried. Any easy ways to get some more fat in butter? That's one way. I mean, I think, eating fattier cuts of meat, going to the butcher and ask for fat trimmings, that often is a good way to get some pretty, uh, relatively inexpensive fat. Antonia Sawyer received a kidney transplant from wife 14 and a half years ago from FSGS, uh, doing very well. Is carnivore diet appropriate to help control diabetes from immunos? Doing it and lost 30 pounds from keto. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I wouldn't say that. I can't see. I don't think a kidney transplant is a contraindication to carnivore. All right, legacy tier strategies. Fatty steak OMAD has been gut healing for me. I should keep going. Good. I'm glad it's working for you. Super Tune. Great to catch a live stream with Dr. Baker. Hard to get live streams from me, as always on the go and shopping for meat. There you go. Mr. Smith, does autophagy help with loose skin? I.e., if you do fasting and get enhanced autophagy, or just doing calorie restriction? Hard to say for sure. I mean, there may be some benefit to that. Now, the rabbit is still there, Maximus. So let's gonna check back in. He is sort of intently looking at the bunny rabbit right there. Bunny rabbit doesn't seem to care though. So anyway, all right, back to us. All right, what else we got? I'm gonna go for another. I guess I'll go another 5 minutes, guys. I gotta go take care of some stuff. Katie Hammond, is there such thing as too much liver? Yeah, I think so. I think you can certainly overdo it on liver. I don't eat any. Well, I shouldn't say any ever. When I was in the UK, Dave Unwin served me up a lamb's liver, which I wasn't. To be honest, I was like not excited about eating, but I ate it, and it was okay. It wasn't great. Wasn't that bad. It was relatively mild, but I didn't get any spectacular, effects from it. All right. It's in reference to, but yeah. Michael Greco. Hey, Shawn, top tip for fighting sugar cravings, please, just more fat. I think really just enough food in general, just enough high quality nutrition. You might have to eat more than you want to keep the cravings away, and then having a backup plan. I think most of these cravings are sort of time limited. They tend to be 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Usually they're in response to a hormonal fluctuant, maybe something like ghrelin, and you just have to ride it out. So have something to do to distract you. So it may be eating enough meat or whatever meat-based snack that'll kind of tie you over, going for a walk, doing some exercise, being distracted, something like that. Now Sasha's joining me. She's walking around with her little toy dinosaur. Hey Sash, what's up? She's out there lending support for Maximus as he continues to bark at the rabbit. So, all right, what else we got here? All right. Jack, can I eat a 2-pound chuck roast every day? I guess. I don't see why not. I mean, if you like it, if you cook them well, they're quite good. Carolyn Greenhill, asking for prayers for my young daughter, Taylor's health and healing, please. Well, thoughts and prayers for her, and hopefully other folks will share the sentiment. I'm sorry to hear that she's having trouble. Hopefully she gets better. God's Dozer, Washington State is close communism. Ugh. Okay. Gil 69, Dr. Austin, let's go Miranda. I try to stay out of politics, but I got to tell you, I'm just not too inspired by Biden. I mean, I think he's just not a particularly inspiring leader. Eric Tran, Dr. Baker, what are your thoughts on plant-based keto diet with eggs, cheese as the main source of protein? Is it healthy long-term? Asking for a friend. Well, I mean, when you say plant-based, you say eggs and cheese, so it's basically vegetarian. Yeah, I mean, if you're eating mostly eggs and mostly cheese, I'm not sure what to do about my plant-based at that point. So I think it's going to be harder to make it long. I don't think it's optimal. I think, you could potentially do okay on that. Um, and I mean, but there you go. If that's all you're willing to do, or the person's willing to do, I think eggs can be a decent source of food, of nutrition. Not optimal, but better than maybe full plant-based for sure. Sebastian says K colon cleanses, Ronald Miller, moderation in all things, including moderation, right? That's one of the sayings. Um, okay, Super Tune is talking about, I think cravings took 8 months to go away. Now no cravings. Uh, Dog is named Maximus, just like Gluteus. Yeah, Gluteus Maximus, right? Or, anyway. Will Carnivore Diet help me grow a beard? I don't know. How do you feel like hot dogs and deli meat? Again, it just depends on I mean, I can't say all hot dogs are not created the same, as is all deli meat is not created the same. And so poor Maximus is being tormented by the rabbit he can't get to. Mere Records was 230, now at 181. Thanks for going carnivore. Thanks to going carnivore. Now I need to get new clothes. Well, sorry about needing to buy new clothes, but hey, it's one of the side effects. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for following along on YouTube, and hopefully we continue to grow the channel and reach more people. Slime was my shelter dog. Smudge was a fat blob when I got 3 months ago. And his turnaround is miraculous. But it's just real food and exercise. That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. If you don't want to experiment with carnivore yourself, let your dog do it, and you'll see. Give them a couple months. The one thing I will tell you, dogs don't need high fat. Don't try to do a high fat carnivore on a dog. You're gonna be having a dog with a lot of crap and diarrhea. So much. I'll try to do these on at least maybe on a more regular basis. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.